So hello again and welcome back. We're discussing the maiden edition of the National Trade Facilitation Awards scheduled to hold on Saturday at the Kempinski Hotel. Well, this is under the auspices of the Ministry of Trade and Industry and the Ghana Community Network Services GCNet. Both institutions are represented here this morning by Mr. Gerald Nyako Mensah, Head Export Trade at the Ministry, and Madam Ama, External Relations Coordinator, GCNet. Ama Amwa, External Relations Coordinator, GCNet. Welcome, both of you.
Thank you.
I'm all smiles because when I read about the awards, I was wondering, whom the prospective recipients are. Because as far as I'm concerned, trade facilitation is making, the movement of goods across the border easier, simpler, smoother. In fact, when I saw the definition given by the WTO, it says it's a removal of obstacles to the movement of goods across the border. The obstacles are still very much there.
Yes, that is why the whole subject.
Which is why I wonder what's worth celebrating. Forgive me.
Well, it's a process. The whole subject of trade facilitation has come about because globally, worldwide, there's now an increasing need and desire to simplify, harmonize, and standardize all our end-to-end trade processes. So every country is doing its best to come online. We've come a long way, and we are looking at improving the trade facilitation environment in Ghana. That's not to say that there aren't challenges. It is because of the challenges that we are doing all of this.
I was going to dwell very much on the challenges.
Trade facilitation.
So what informed the institution of this award scheme?
It is primarily to promote greater efficiency, also to increase revenue, collection or revenue generation, and then to ensure that we recognize those industry players, who are doing their best. So it is about recognition, and we focused on freight forwarders and then also on the MDAs. Now, freight forwarders, because they are the first point of contact. When any business wants to move goods across borders, unless a person is declaring himself, he would use a services of a forwarder. And so the information that goes into the documents and then the accuracy with which that service is done goes a long way before the revenue itself is calculated and collected. So these silent behind-the-scenes operators have been working very well.
You're gradually taming me down to withhold my challenge questions. But otherwise, Ms. Amwa, what's the role of GCNet in this?
Thank you very much, Moon, and thanks for having us.
Pleasure.
GCNet is the Ghana Community Network Services Limited, and we are an e-solutions provider to government. So we've partnered with government to provide them with e-solutions and systems that would enhance and promote trade facilitation and enhance revenue mobilization. And just to give a bit of background, we have provided government with a single window platform that allows for single entry point for multiple agency users, and it has different components.
That means what?
It means you have an ecosystem where the freight forwarder, which Mr. Nyako Mensah said, is the first entry point, so accesses or passes their entry, or I want to use very basic terms.
Yes, please.
Exactly.
Yes.
So accesses the system or deposits his declaration through the system.
Okay.
And then the multiple agencies, government agencies and other private sector agencies that are connected to the system are able to access the data, are able to process, are able to do the validations that they have to do electronically.
Okay.
So is an ecosystem that connects all the actors in the trade facilitation services sector.
But still, a chunk of the process involved in the import, export, and transit of goods is done manually. With all the encumbrances.
Well, yes, it will be very misleading to say that there are no challenges. There are, but despite the large or the high deployment of systems, the trade efficiency lies largely in the domain of compliance and enforcement. And I think those two key are the challenges that we face currently in the industry, where we're looking at promoting compliance and enforcing the rules. you'll agree with me that there are many industry players that are connected to the system,
yes,
and they also have their regulations, and so it's important and it's good that we have we're doing this in partnership with the Ministry of Trade to look at the policy level, how we can be able to enforce and ensure that we have a seamless process from end to end.
Yeah.
Yes, so there are the challenges, but as Mr. Nyakumenson said, this is one of the reasons why we are instituting this Trade Facilitation Awards, which will serve as a competitive barometer to encourage actors in the trade facilitation services sector to be compliant and also to more efficient, and also in turn the rippling effect will be to promote trade facilitation, which today has become a key factor for international trade efficiency and also for business competitiveness, market integration, and even their importance, its very importance on attracting foreign direct investment. And so it's a work in progress. We have come very far, and the key attest to the fact that we've come a long way. And today we're very happy to institute this award scheme, which will be a pat on the shoulder of those who have performed creditably, and also to encourage and spur on the rest that are lagging behind to achieve efficiency.
Before we can pat our shoulders, perhaps we should talk about the ratification of the Trade Facilitation Agreement. How far gone is Ghana in that?
Well, Ghana has signed the agreement, as have other countries globally, because this is a trend, you know, that all countries are moving towards too. But beyond signing, there are processes that have to also be undertaken to ensure ratification. So for Ghana, yes, we have embarked on that path. It's been sent to Cabinet, and Cabinet has approved it. It is now left with the main House of Parliament, you know, to actually approve the ratification. The Parliamentary Select Committee on Trade and Industry has been briefed. You know, a number of workshops and seminars have been held.
Okay.
So it's lined up for probably then one of the sittings of the main house.
You should come again so we can draw more on that. Today, let's just throw some more light on the award scheme. So, what was the criteria for selection?
Well, this maiden edition...
It's done already.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
It's done. I mean, the event is happening on Saturday. And just to give a bit of background again, this maiden edition, we're focusing on the freight forwarders and the ministries, department, and agencies.
Okay, so not necessarily individuals.
No, we're looking at, of course, institutions, but then it's the people that make the institution. Okay. And so if we're awarding one particular institution, or the institution that emerges the winner will celebrate itself as an institution, and also the people.
So no submissions were made?
No submissions were made.
No nominations?
No nominations were made. It's just to go through the criteria. So for the freight forwarder category, the institution or the organization, the freight forwarding organization, ought to have used the system from 2015. We're looking at certain criteria, such as the customs offense report, which is a report that gives customs a report that customs issues on your offenses. We're looking at the number of declarations submitted. We're looking at your tax administration, your tax filing status. We're looking at your revenue to declaration ratio. We're looking at the number of post entry, and by post entry we mean that the corrections that customs would ask you to go and effect on your declaration.
Did the scoring.
Exactly. Okay. So all these set criteria have their weighted scores attributed to them.
I see.
And
what are the award packages? I'm sorry, we know we have to. Very attractive.
Very attractive.
What, plaques, recognition?
Very attractive.
Who are invited?
We're inviting the Minister of Trade, who is a guest of honor. We're inviting the Ministry of Finance, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Ministry of Tourism, and so it's a high-profile event. And definitely, of course, the freight forwarders have also been invited.
It's a ticketed event?
It's a ticketed event by invitation. And so a lot of work has gone through this, and we have also appointed an event statistician, KPMG, to be able to validate the data. And so the GCNS system holds the data that is being used to assess the award recipients.
Thank you, Amma. So it's on Saturday.
It's on Saturday at the Kempinski Hotel at 6 p.m.
At 6 p.m. Thank you so much. This is
Thank you
all
very
time
much,
will allow
ma'am.
for. I'm so sorry.
fine.
Mr. Gerald Nyakumensa, Head Export Trade, Ministry of Trade and Industry, and Madam Amwa, External Relations Coordinator, GCNet, Ghana Community Network Services, on the maiden edition of the National Trade Facilitation Awards. Thank you and congratulations. But there's so much more to talk about as far as facilitation is concerned, trade facilitation is concerned. Do come again. You're watching New Day.